Okay, so this is Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Now, I bought this book at a garage sale and I was reading it and I thought, you know what? I'm going to explore this with everybody. I'm just going to put it on video because I have read a few of these poems. I bought this a while back. I've had it for a while. I bought it with another book, A Light in the Attic, and I have learned about Shel Silverstein. Years ago when my father passed away, a friend of mine bought me the book The Giving Tree, and I've I got a lot out of that book, and I thought, what an interesting writer. But then I've discovered Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. It was a group that was a rock group from the 70s. It's a lot of interesting songs and a lot of good songs. So Shel Silverstein, I'm learning about him as well. He wrote over 800 songs, and many of them I didn't even know he was the songwriter. Uh, the Dr. Hook, if you haven't heard of them, check them out on YouTube. I mean, they're great. Funny songs, serious songs, just some wonderful songs. And this is, like I said, I think I got it for like 50 cents at a garage sale. Has a little bit of damage to it. But let's see, I wrote over here. Sylvia's Mother, cover of the Rolling Stone. I think you've probably heard that one. Freaker's Ball, The Things I Didn't Say. I Got Stoned and I Missed It. And let's see, he wrote a few songs for Waylon Jennings. The Taker, A Long Time Ago. There's just a few of them I wrote down. Loretta Lynn, Hey Loretta. I think she sings out with Conway Twitty. And then a song called One's on the Way. Let's see it. 25 Minutes to Go, Johnny Cash sang that song. And then if you know Johnny Cash, A Boy Named Sue. This is 1974 by this Snake Eye Music Incorporated. So a lot of people for Ursula. A lot of famous singers. And also he wrote the song Carry Me Carry, which is awesome. That's an awesome song. His daughter passed away at 11. She had an aneurysm, and he wrote that book. I have that in the other room too, if I didn't mention that already. A Light in the Attic. He dedicated that to her. And so he was born in 1930 and passed away in 1999 of a heart attack. He was 68 at his house in Key West, Florida. So many of these I haven't even read. So, imitation. If you are a dreamer, come in. If you are a dreamer, a wisher, a liar, a hoper, a prayer, a magic bean buyer. If you're a pretender, come sit by my fire, for we have some flax golden tales to spin. Come in, come in. Okay, so whoever had this before me, as you can see, bookmarked some poems here. This is Where the Sidewalk Ends, so I'll read that one because that's the name of the book. Where the Sidewalk Ends. There is a place where the sidewalk ends, and before the street begins. And there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moonbird rests from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black, and the dark street winds, and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk white arrows go to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go, for the children they mark, and the children they know, the place where the sidewalk ends. That's awesome. Now, the Snowman. I just read this This is when I decided to go ahead and do this, and I love this. Snowman. 'Twas the first day of the springtime, and the snowman stood alone, as the winter snows were melting, and the pine trees seemed to groan. "Ah, you poor, sad, smiling snowman, you'll be melting by and by," said the snowman. "What a pity! For I'd like to see July. Yes, I'd like to see July, and please don't ask me why. But I'd like to, yes, I'd like to, oh, I'd like to see July." Chirped a robin, just arriving. Seasons come and seasons go, and the greatest ice must crumble when its flowers time to grow. And as one thing is beginning, so another thing must die. And there's never been a snowman who has ever seen July. No, they never see July, no matter how they try. No, they never, ever, never, ever, never, ever see July. But the snowman sniffed his carrot nose and said, "At least I'll try." And he bravely smiled his frosty smile and blinked his coal black eye. And there he stood and faced the sun, a-blazing from the sky. And I really cannot tell you if he ever saw July. Did he ever see July? You can guess as well as I. If he ever, if he never, if he ever saw July. Let's see. This also, these are his illustrations. This is very interesting. I haven't seen this. The crocodile's toothache. The crocodile went to the dentist and sat down in the chair, and the dentist said, "Now tell me, sir, why does it hurt and where?" And the crocodile said, "I'll tell you the truth. I have a terrible ache in my tooth." And he opened his jaws so wide, and the dentist, he climbed right inside. And the dentist laughed, "Oh, isn't this fun?" And he pulled the teeth out one by one. And the crocodile cried, "You're hurting me so. Please put down your pliers and let me go." But the dentist just laughed with a ho, 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 and he said, "I still have 12 to go." "Oops, that's the wrong one, I confess. But what's one crocodile's tooth, more or less?" Then suddenly the jaws went snap, and the dentist was gone right off the map. And where he went one could only guess, to north or south or east or west. He left no forwarding address. But what's one dentist more or less? Oh, the Shel Silverstein. Isn't he awesome? Oh my goodness. How did I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Okay, what is this? Okay, oh, this is a big one. All right, hold on, let's see. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the window, and it blocked the door with bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange pills, gloopy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crust and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crust of black-burned buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crust of pie, moldy melons and dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that finally it touched the sky, and all the neighbors moved away and none of her friends would come to play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate, and there is the garbage she did hate. Poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout, and always take the garbage out. Oh, that was nice. Okay, let's see. So they had that one more. Let's see what they have over here. Treehouse. Well, that's nice. Treehouse. A treehouse, a free house, a secret you and me house, a high up in the leafy branches, cozy as can be house, a street house, a neat house. Be sure and wipe your feet house. It's not my kind of house at all. Let's go live in a tree house. Oh, that's cute. Let's see what else we have here. Tight hat. I tried to tip my hat to Miss McGaffrey. I never should have put it on so tight, 'cause it wouldn't come off my head, and my neck got stretched instead. That's what you get for trying to be polite. Well, that's what you get, Mr. Tight Hat. Oh, it's Invisible Boy. And there we saw the invisible boy in his lovely invisible house, feeding a piece of invisible cheese to a little invisible mouse. Oh, what a beautiful picture to see. Will you draw an invisible picture for me? It's very nice, very nice. Let's see, the general stone telling. How do we tell if a window is open? Just throw a stone at it. Does it make a noise? It doesn't? Well, it was open. Now let's try another. Crash! It wasn't. Chester. Chester come to school and said, "Dern, I growed another head." Teacher said, "It's time you knowed the word is grew instead of growed." Skinny. Skinny McQuinn was so terribly thin that while taking his bath Sunday night, out popped the plug, and slush, slush, swoosh, and glug, glug, it washed Skinny right down the drain, out of sight. And where is our dear Skinny bathing tonight? In some underground pool down below, or up there so high in that tub in the sky where all the clean people go? I guess this is Merry Christmas, huh? This is called Mary. No one's hanging stockings up. No one's baking pie. No one's looking up to see a new star in the sky. No one's talking brotherhood. No one's giving gifts. And no one loves a Christmas tree on March the 25th. Oh, that's close to today. Today is March 30th. 2025. A Light in the Attic, that's the one I have. Oh, and the Giving Tree, I have that as well. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. So begins the story of unforgettable perception, beautifully written and illustrated by the gifted and versatile Shel Silverstein. It's about a tree that gives to a boy. It's very symbolic. It's wonderful. Some people might not understand it. I understood it. My friend gave it to me. And then I had a friend, and her father passed away probably 10 years after mine, because I read that so many times and it just helped. And of course I cried, and she didn't get it. I bought her the book and wrote her a nice letter, and she's like, it was actually kind of, I wish I didn't give it to her at that point because she didn't understand it, but I wish she had. The search. I went to find the pot of gold that's waiting where the rainbow ends. I searched and searched and searched and searched and searched and searched, and then there it was, deep in the grass, under an old and twisty bough. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine at last. What do I search for now? That's thinking about that. Let's see here. Afraid of the dark. I'm Reginald Clark. I'm afraid of the dark, so I always insist on the light on, and my teddy to hug, and my blanket to rub, and my thumbie to suck or to bite on, and 3 bedtime stories, 2 trips to the toilet, 2 prayers, and 5 hugs from my mommy. I'm Reginald Clark. I'm afraid of the dark, so please do not close this book on me. Yes, did I mention that he's a children's book writer, so I think these are supposed to be for children, but we were all children at once. Now, what is this? Okay. Melinda May. Have you heard of tiny Melinda May, who ate a monstrous well? She thought she could. She said she would. So she started to write at the till. She started in right at the till. Okay. And everyone said you're much too small, but that didn't bother Melinda at all. She took little bites and she chewed very slow, just like a good girl should. Okay, the land of happy. Have you ever been to the land of happy, where everyone's happy all day, where they joke and they sing of the happiest things, and everything's jolly and gay? There's no one unhappy and happy. There's a laughter and smiles galore. I have been to the land of happy. What a bore. That's right next to the skinny. It's dancing pants. And now for the dancing pants. Doing their fabulous dance, from the seat to the pleat, they will bounce to the beat, with no legs inside them and no feet beneath. They'll whirl and twirl and jiggle and prance, so just start the music and give them a chance. Let's have a big hand for the wonderful, marvelous, super sensational, utterly fabulous, talented dancing pants. Okay. I won't hatch. Oh, I'm a chickie who lives in an egg, but I will not hatch. I will not hatch. The hens they all cackle, the roosters all beg, but I will not hatch. I will not hatch. For I hear all the talk of pollution and war as the people all shout and the airplanes roar. So I'm staying in here where it's safe and it's warm, and I will not hatch. Poor Angus. Oh, what do you do, poor Angus, when hunger makes you cry? I fix myself an omelet, sir, of fluffy clouds and sky. Oh, what do you wear, poor Angus, when the winds blow down the hills? I sew myself a warm cloak, sir, of hope and daffodils. Oh, who do you love, poor Angus, when Catherine's left the moor? Ah, then, sir, then's the only time I feel I'm really poor. Okay. What's in the sack? Love. Let's read that one. There's a whole blank page for that with just one squiggly and a V. Love. Ricky was L, but he's home with the flu. Lizzie, our O, has some homework to do. Mitchell, E, probably got lost on the way, so I'm all of love that could make it today. Oh, just a V. At least someone showed up. No different. No different. Small as a peanut, big as a giant, we're all the same size when we turn off the light. Rich as a sultan, poor as a mite, we're all worth the same when we turn off the light. Red, black, or orange, yellow or white, we all look the same when we turn off the light. So maybe the way to make everything right is for God to just reach out and turn off the light. Amen. That's a good one. No difference. The flying festoon. Oh, I'm going to ride on the flying festoon. I'll jump on his back and I'll whistle a tune. And we'll fly to the outermost tip of the moon, the flying festoon and I. I've taken a sandwich and ball and a prune, and we're leaving this evening precisely at noon, for I'm going to fly with the flying festoon just as soon as he learns how to fly. Okay, this is great. These are all good. Let's just a few more. Wild boar. If you tell me the wild boar has 20 teeth, I'll say, why, sure. Or say that he has 33. That number's quite all right with me. Or scream that he has 99. I'll never say that you are lying, for the number of teeth in a wild boar's mouth is a subject I'm glad I know nothing about. Me too, me too. Let's see. Did I miss one? The snowman. Oh, it's such a good one. And the crocodile toothache. That was a good one, right? The snowman. That was just, oh. Who? Okay, I haven't read this one. Who? Who can kick a football from here out to Afghanistan? I can. Who fought tigers in the street while all the policemen ran and hid? I did. Who will fly and have x-ray eyes and be known as the man no bullet can kill? I will. Who can sit and tell lies all night? I might. Ridiculous Rose. Her mama said, don't eat with your fingers. Okay, said Ridiculous Rose. So she ate with her toes. Jumping rope. This started out as a jumping rope. You'll probably think that I'm a dope. But this started out as a jumping rope, and now I fear there is no hope. But this started out as a jumping rope. I understand. Been there. Sick. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet and my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils, where's she at? My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox, and there's one more that's 17. Don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I cough and sneeze and grasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold and my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff and my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow is bent. My spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is what? That's that. What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. All right, let's see here. True story. Okay, let's see. There's true story. Oh, Hector the Collector. Oh, I like this one. This is a good one. I did read this one earlier. This reminds me of myself a little bit. Hector the Collector. Hector the Collector collected bits of string, collected dolls with broken heads and rusty bells that would not ring, pieces out of picture puzzles, bent up nails and ice cream sticks, twists of wires, worn out tires, paper bags, and broken bricks. Old chipped faces, half shoelaces, Gatling guns that wouldn't shoot, leaky boats that wouldn't float, and stopped up horns that wouldn't toot. Butter knives that had no handles, copper keys that fit no locks, rings that were too small for fingers, dried up leaves and patched up socks, worn out belts that had no buckles, electric trains that had no tracks, airplane models, broken bottles, three-legged chairs, and cups with cracks. Hector the Collector loved these things with all his soul, loved them more than the shining diamonds, loved them more than glistening gold. Hector called to all the people, Come share my treasure junk. Come share my treasure trunk. And all the silly, sightless people came and looked and called it junk. It's sad, but I know how that feels. Okay, so let's just do this one. True story. I have not read this one. It's an awesome illustration. This morning I jumped on my horse and went out for a ride. And some wild outlaws chased me, and they shot me in the side. So I crawled into a wildcat's cave to find a place to hide. But some pirates found me sleeping there, and soon they had me tied to a pole and built a fire under me. I almost cried, till a mermaid came and cut me loose and begged me to be my bride. Beg to be my bride. Okay, this is getting a little weird. So I said I'd come back Wednesday, but I must admit I lied. That I ran into a jungle swamp and I forgot my guide. I stepped into some quicksand, and no matter how I tried, I couldn't get out until I met a water snake named Clyde, who pulled me to some cannibals who planned to have me fried. But an eagle came and swooped me up, and through the air we flied. But he dropped me in a boiling lake 1,000 miles wide, and you'll never guess what I did then. I died. It's so crazy. Wow. That was not a good day. That was not a good day for that person. 2 boxes. 2 boxes met upon the road, said one unto the other, if you're a box and I'm a box, then you must be my brother. Our sides are thin, we're caving in, and we must get no thinner. And so 2 boxes hand in hand went home to have their dinner. Well, that's nice. Rain. I opened my eyes and looked up at the rain, and it dripped in my head and flowed into my brain. And all that I hear as I lie in my bed is the slishity slosh of the rain in my head. I step very softly, I walk very slow. I can't do a handstand, I might overflow. So pardon the wild crazy thing I just said. I'm just not the same since there's rain in my head. Oh, this is a good one. Listen to the mustn'ts. Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. Amen. Flag. 1 star is for Alaska, 1 star is for Nebraska, 1 star is North Dakota, 1 star is Minnesota. There are lots of other stars, but I forget which ones they are. Colors. My skin is kind of sort of brownish, pinkish, yellowish, white. My eyes are grayish, bluish, green, but I'm told they look orange in the night. My hair is reddish, blondish, brown, but it's silver when it's wet, and all the colors I am inside have not been invented yet. Oh, let's see the loser. Mama said I'd lose my head if it wasn't fastened on. Today I guess it wasn't, 'cause while playing with my cousin it fell off and rolled away, and now it's gone. And I can't look for it 'cause my eyes are in it, and I can't call to it 'cause my mouth is on it. Couldn't hear me anyway 'cause my ears are on it. Can't even think about it 'cause my brain is in it. So I guess I'll sit down on this rock and rest for just a minute. See, he's sitting on his head. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. All right, so it's dark in here. I'm writing these poems from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Ooh. So please excuse the handwriting, which may not be too clear, but this afternoon by the lion's cage, I'm afraid I got too near. And I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Well, at least he has some ambition. Tug of war. I will not play at tug of war. I'd rather play at hug of war, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins, and everyone cuddles and everyone wins. That's awesome. Say Captain Hook. Captain Hook must remember not to scratch his toes. Captain Hook must watch out and never pick his nose. Captain Hook must be gentle when he shakes your hand. Oh, he don't look very nice. Captain Hook must be careful opening sardine cans and playing tag and pouring tea and turning pages of his book. Lots of folks I'm glad I ain't, but mostly Captain Hook. Oh my goodness. Okay, recipe for hippopotamus sandwich. This should be good. A hippo sandwich is easy to make. All you do is simply take 1 slice of bread, 1 slice of cake, some mayonnaise, 1 onion ring, 1 hippopotamus, 1 piece of string, a dash of pepper, that ought to do it. And now comes the problem, biting into it. That would be a problem, huh? Okay. All right, so I think that's good. We just read several of them. And, so my favorite one was, I don't know about you, because there's a lot of them in here, Santa and the reindeer, but this video is getting to be long, and it's just going to read a few of them. There's the crocodile, Snowman. 'Twas the first day of the springtime, and the snowman stood alone, as the winter snows were melting, and the pine trees seemed to groan. Ah, you poor, sad, smiling snowman, you'll be melting by and by, said the snowman. What a pity! I'd like to see July. Yes, I'd like to see July, and please don't ask me why, but I'd like to, yes, I'd like to. Oh, I'd like to see July. Chirped a robin, just arriving. Seasons come and seasons go, and the greatest ice must crumble when its flowers time to grow. And as one thing is beginning, so another thing must die. And there's never been a snowman who has ever seen July. No, they never see July, no matter how they try. No, they never, ever, never, ever, never see July. But the snowman sniffed his carrot nose, and said, "At least I'll try." And he bravely smiled his frosty smile, and blinked his coal-black eye. And there he stood and faced the sun, a-blazing from the sky. And I really cannot tell you if he ever saw July. Did he ever see July? You can guess as well as I, if he ever, if he never, if he ever saw July. And with that, where the sidewalk ends. There is a place where the sidewalk ends, and before the street begins. And there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moonbird rests from the flight, to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black, and the dark street winds and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk white arrows go, to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk white arrows go, for the children they mark and the children they know the place where the sidewalk ends.